Let's take a look at how Kevin is able to use the low-code tools in the CMS to build and manage the sites at a high level. We'll take a look at how he's able to manage the structured data, how he's able to configure the progressive web app settings that are built in, the dynamic query builder that allows him to manage dynamic lists of data, and then finally how he's able to package, import, and export the configuration as he sees fit. As we saw earlier, when Kevin logs into the site, he gets an admin menu with more options than are typically available due to his heightened permissions. There are also a number of content types available out of the box with Acquia CMS. If we take a look at one of these, let's look at article, there are a number of different fields that are available. This is structured data. Each field has a specific place and a type in the database. We have the ability to manage and change the settings. Kevin also can go in and add new types of information fields to adapt the data model as he sees fit. Additionally, Kevin can control how the form is going to be displayed to the content creator, so he can craft the best experience and user interface for his team. Next, we see that Kevin has enabled the progressive web application settings in the site. This means that the site will be optionally available offline, and it's going to be prefetching and caching data for a faster, more responsive experience. There are a number of different options that are available here, and Kevin's actually gone in to set the specific URLs to cache and which ones to ignore. What's also going to happen is this allows the site to actually set itself up and have the ability to install it as an actual progressive web app in the browser. Next, let's take a look at the dynamic query builder that's available in the system. Here you can see there are a number of different queries and sites that have been set up. In this case, we have a listing of articles, a listing of files. Some of these are for front-end users to view and browse, including the catalog, and some of these are for admin users to manage the site. Let's take a look at a quick example here, which is actually creating an API endpoint. Now, when we take a look, what we're going to see are a number of different options that are available. We can choose the type of export that we want, the path that's going to be set on, many different options for how it's going to be done, and then we also see that we have the ability to manage the fields and the data and the type that's going to be coming out. In advanced usage, we can also set up relationships to other types of data, format how all of this is going to go, preview, and see how we're going to be able to use this in the system. This is great because it allows Kevin a lot more granular control over doing dynamic and automatic things with the database without having to go in and write the queries or do things on his own. Finally, let's take a look at the package management system. Within the system, we have the ability to import and export different packages and configurations that are preset. So for example, if there are some different components or settings or content types that are useful on this site that Kevin would like to use elsewhere, he actually has the ability to go in and create a new package and take any of these. For example, he might choose to grab the 2-column layout that's available, the content template for the article content type, and perhaps he wants to grab a menu template that's available. All of these will be packaged together and will be available for Kevin to download. He can preview and see which specific items are going to be used, and he can download these directly out. The great thing about this is that Kevin has the ability to not only upload those into the UI and the other system without having to go through any additional work, or he has the ability to actually go and put this into that single code base that we saw again. Either way, Kevin has a lot of different options and choices for how he can take the work that he's done in this site and package it for reuse in that business capability sense through this site or others or all the way across all the 300 sites.